fam? So today I am making a little bit of a turn up style, a little elevation to the classic burger sliders, the minis, but today I am using lamb instead, and I am substituting it just to bring that flavor palette up a notch and to introduce something different to kids and to you guys. I am doing mini lamb burger sliders, and we're gonna add a couple of California cool ingredients to it. Some avocado, goat cheese, some arugula, some red onion, and green apple? Yeah, I said green apple. All right, we are introducing some really secret ingredients in this recipe. And don't get me wrong, this lamb recipe took me a little bit of time to perfect. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of messed it up a couple of times before I got it just right. Ask Issa, my husband, he can definitely vouch for that. But this time, we got it right and it's delicious. Check it out. So let's get started. I'm super excited to make these lamb burgers. They're one of my family favorites. The kids absolutely love them because it's all secret, right? Like they don't really realize they're eating lamb, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump in and make our lamb. So first we start off with our ground lamb, and let's go ahead and just put that into a big mixing bowl. Then we're gonna add all of our seasoning. So we're gonna add our salt. Then we're gonna add our ground pepper. Next, we're gonna add our granulated garlic. This is also in place of if you don't wanna use like chopped up garlic, which occasionally I do use, like obviously the fresh garlic is always really great. Next up, we're gonna do some smoked paprika. We're gonna do some cumin, sage, a little bit of Dijon mustard. You know what also we're gonna add is a little bit of grated apple. So we have a green apple here, and we're just gonna peel it and grate it a little bit so we can add that little bit of like sweet and sour kind of feel, because I think it just brings the flavor palette up a little bit. All right, so we're gonna peel our apple. And to be honest with you, I love adding a fruit, especially to lamb. Apple is a really nice component to add. You always can find them. They're always in season. You cannot go wrong with an apple. So we are going to just grate a little bit of this apple into our mixture. All right, so now we're gonna also add a little bit of chopped mint to our meat. And what a great tip about mint or any fresh herb is when you just get it from the store or from the farmer's market or even from your garden and you put it in a little bit of water in the refrigerator, it lasts so much longer, trust me. All right, we're just gonna chop it up. We're just gonna add it into our meat. And we're gonna mix it up. Get all those flavors in there. If you wanna use your hands, and if I wasn't on camera right now, I'd be using my hands. So get in there and mix those flavors together with your hands. Use a little bit of that arm muscle. My arm's so tight. But this is how I work out. This is like my workout. Just cook. You'll be surprised. Cook and carry around your kids. You'll be the most fit person in the world. All right, this is looking really good. Look how delicious that looks. I mean, I know it's raw meat, so don't judge me, but all the flavors are in there. We are going to pop our pan over to a medium-high heat, and we are going to add a little bit of canola oil so that can start getting hot in there. We're gonna create little mini patties. So what's great about this is that because it's a breakfast sausage, it also works for breakfast. But we're gonna put it today in little burger patties. But I think it's hot enough now. We're gonna put our little patties down. I like to flatten them out just because the meat kind of thickens up a little bit as you cook it. And I like mine kind of thin. I just don't like biting into a whole lot of meat. So I'm going to flatten these down. I'm loving all these flavors. So I know ground lamb is something that we don't always eat. Like it's not like one of our go-to meats. But I do like introducing my kids to it because it just tastes good sometimes. And when you put it into these burgers that we're gonna make, kids love it because they're sliders. This will be fun for any gathering that you're doing. I remember growing up, I never really ate lamb like that. But when I met my husband, his family is into lamb. And so it was something that I learned to start cooking with as I got older. So now I'm trying to introduce my kids to it a little younger so they can be a little cooler than me. All right, hands are kind of sticky. I'm gonna try and find a place for this last one. All right. So you just wanna wait till they're obviously browned on the other side, and until you see a little bit of that pink come over, and you'll see it go from like pink to brown, that's when you know that it's time to flip. Also, I'm using a cast iron. I love cast irons because they cook super evenly on the heat, and it just gives you a different kind of flavor palette, in my personal opinion. If you can get a cast iron handed down from a grandparent, you have struck gold, because that's just years and years and years of seasoning over and over and over again that adds to every meal that you make. So I'm absolutely in love with cast irons, just so you know. Let's get started on our guac. So we're gonna make a little bit of a simple guac, nothing too crazy, just something to add to the top of our burgers. We're gonna start with the avocado, and we've sliced it. Such a beautiful avocado. There are some much cooler ways to make guacamole. We're just gonna use it more of as a spread to add to the top of our buns. So I'm just gonna scoop it out. All right, we're gonna take our meat off of the heat and let that just kind of cook in the heat of the pan for a second. Now we're gonna mash our avocado. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna add this to the top of our buns to kind of increase a little bit of that flavor and kind of just keep with that California fresh feel. Avocados are so big in California. All right, we're gonna do a little squeeze of a lime. Now we're gonna add a little bit of sea salt to our guac, and we're just gonna mix that up. We're also gonna add a little bit of olive oil. Nice. And that just acts as a really nice, beautiful spread to put on top of our burgers. And now let's get to these brioche buns. These are little mini brioche buns, which I love. We're gonna open these up. Let's open up a couple of them. And we are going to spread a little butter on them to both sides of our buns. And why I like to make these minis, which you could also actually make this a full burger. I love to make it as a mini because it's cool, right? It's like easy, you can pick it up, it's grab and go. Now we're gonna heat this up. I'm gonna grab a cast iron, and I'm gonna heat that up a little bit, and we are just gonna place our buns open side down on our cast iron. That's gonna heat up a little bit, and it's gonna get our buns like a nice little toastiness. In the meantime, I'm gonna chop up this red onion. There you go. So if we make an adult version, which I am today, a little red onion would be nice to kind of add to it. And I'm just gonna pop out the middle of that red onion, and I'm gonna use these inner circles. They just look pretty. It's just color. When we have our arugula here too, waiting off to the side. All right. All right, so our buns are looking really good. A little nice and toasty, which I love. Let's take these off. Yes, perfect. Now we are going to start making them, which I'm very excited about. All right, we have our guac over here. We're gonna add a little bit of our guac to the bottom. And we're going to add a little bit of goat cheese to the top. And what's great about goat cheese is that it's very spreadable. So it's one of those cheeses that you can kind of just spread on as a spread. You don't really have to mash it or do anything special to it. We are going to add one of our beautiful burgers to the bottom, to the top of this. A little bit of red onion. Once again, you can add the red onion for you. Let's go ahead and slice a tomato. A thin, nice little slice to not take away from all the other. Go, beautiful. And we're gonna add, it's a little bit of truffle salt. Doesn't take a lot, just a little. And we're gonna add it to the top of our tomato and our onion. All right, and we have our beautiful lamb sliders. All right, so this is quick, it's tasty. Literally, it takes no time to make the meat and to like ground in all of the ingredients. This is actually a really great recipe that you could make the meat the night before and make the burgers the next day if you know that kids or family or friends are coming over and you just need something to make. So quick, tasty, healthy take on a classic. All right guys, here we go. This is the true taste test. This is the beauty. Are you ready? I'm so ready for this. You can one hand this baby. The meat is juicy. Immediately I taste the goat cheese, the avocado, and the spiciness of the arugula. The only thing I'm mad about is that I didn't make more. Definitely try this one at home. You won't be disappointed. I'm just gonna hold right here. Oh yeah.